Hi, I'm Bob Clements, and I'm standing here at the end of KronosWorks 2014 in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been a really interesting show, and we're going to spend the next couple minutes talking about what we heard at the show and what our impressions of the show was. And when I mean I'm really talking about myself, Bliss Gordon, our retail strategist, and Chris Flanders, our healthcare strategist. Let me talk about a couple of the takeaways that I had. First of all, this is the biggest KronosWorks that they've ever had. 2,500 people were here to learn about what's going on with Kronos and about their latest offerings. The things that I was focused on were things that I talked about in my last blog post on the 7 trends impacting workforce management. So I spent a lot of time looking at the new workforce collaboration module that Kronos offers, and I was really impressed by the depth that they're offering just out of the box. First of all, it looks easy to configure. Second of all, you can add custom groups, so you can create unique groups of employees that can collaborate together. And third, it comes with a real-time chat feature, so if you don't have Instant Messenger already, you can get Instant Messenger through workforce collaboration. The second thing I spent some time with, and I was actually surprised by, was Kronos' new gamification capability, which is called leaderboards. Leaderboards allow you to score employees, or give employee points, I should say, for doing tasks inside of Kronos, like approving timesheets or making certain schedule edits. You're trying to encourage good behavior, and each of those points put people on a leaderboard, so you can see who's got the most points, who's got the least points, who's in between. It basically plays up to our competitive nature. So now I want to turn this over to Chris Flanders and let him talk about what he heard from a healthcare perspective.
So I've been going to healthcare sessions here at KronosWorks, and more than half my sessions have focused on 2 topics that's really jumped out at me. The first one has been centralized staffing offices. The reason why this is cool is because folks are starting to realize the value that comes from using Kronos Advanced Scheduler in a centralized manner, focusing on tools and looking across units. And really the conversation is starting to evolve not just into, oh, is doing centralized staffing a good thing, but should we be using this group to do centralized time cards as well? What about centralized schedule building? So that's an interesting conversation. I'm glad to see it evolving in that way. The other thing that's jumped out at me from the session standpoint has been Acuity, and how folks are using OptiLink and using Acuity to make their scheduling even better. So my big takeaway here is the folks that are getting value out of that, they already have great processes in place. They're using scheduling well, and they're bringing in the Acuity data to make it even better. That's really important because, unfortunately, I think some customers who don't have great practices look at Acuity as a silver bullet to fix everything from a technology standpoint. And really, you have to lay that foundation first, and you have to get your scheduling practices in order before you turn around and bring in Acuity to make your staffing even better.
Well, a very exciting KronosWorks 2014, especially for retail. You know, big trends in the technology, still focused around analytics and mobile, but what I think really brought those trends home to the retailer was the fantastic sessions we saw on the changing demographics within the workplace and the place of the millennial in the workforce of the future. So if you haven't been thinking along those terms and why mobile is important and why analytics is important, they're important because of the millennials. I also want to talk about some really interesting things going on in the small medium business space, and in particular the Workforce Ready product. For the first time in a cloud-based product, we're seeing a really robust set of tools, from the traditional HCM suite to a standalone module for forecasted scheduling dedicated to the small medium business. And then lastly, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how much excitement there was at the Axsium booth around our Profile Manager and its integration with Kronos, allowing retailers who previously had to labor with very difficult processes to get labor standards into their Kronos system. We've made it exceedingly easy in one powerful and very elegant tool.
So that's it from KronosWorks 2014. We'll be back again next year at the same place in the Aria in Las Vegas. We'll see you then.